Hey, everybody. My name is Tony Biagni. I'm at the Wonder Conference '09. I'm with Josh Wilson, shortstop for the San Diego Padres. No, not at all.
That was my former job.
Okay, right on. Well, now
I was actually too good.
And you're like, dude, you're too awesome. Go, like, make some music, and we'll see what happens. Good luck, kid. Get out of here, right? That's what happened? Awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Well, Josh has been with us here at the conference, and what we're doing right now, Josh, is we just wanted to take steal you for a couple more minutes because you know, there's a lot of artists that are here and both watching this on the interweb that really have a lot of questions for you. You inspire so many with your work and your art and your talents and above all your faith and you know and how you weave that all together. Mm-hmm. I've been talking with a lot of musicians all week long, and the one thing that they say, you know, if you're going to interview any musicians, please ask them this question: what are they listening to at this moment? What is inspiring them? Because you know they're always looking for the next thing or the old thing that's going to give them that new twist on their faith, and then which will inspire them to create their next piece. So what do you listen to right now?
Well, got a couple of my recent favorites. They're not necessarily extremely recent albums, as in like the last weeks or month, but I've been a John Foreman fan for a really long time. I mean, I've loved Switchfoot, and of course all his solo stuff that's come out, and then the stuff that he's doing with Sean Watkins I really like. Just lyrically, I think he has a way of saying things in a way that's emotional and original and can really get to your heart pretty quickly. So I've been a big fan. Also loving the Brooke Fraser record, Albertine. Love it a lot. The song Shadow Feet is phenomenal because The Great Divorce is actually my favorite book. And when I first got that record, I was like, oh, this is a cool drum part, great melody. Of course, she has an incredible voice. But when I started listening to the words, I realized that it was about that book. And it really, really just struck me that kind of the two forms of art that I love, you know, writing and then songwriting sort of collided there. And so I'm really enjoying that.
So you're taking a lot of inspiration from that. And right now, like, you know, I know you've got all this stuff. You're speaking and playing, you know, all over the place. Any thoughts on what's the next step for you? Like where in your head are you going? You know what? Whether it's from something you've learned here, from you know other musicians or artists or whatever, for you, what do you think is your next step? Where do you feel like God's leading you for your future, just with your career and with your faith?
Yeah. Well, I feel for me a lot of times I feel like the next step is the next song, and a lot of times that involves where I am in life and in my faith, because where I try to write from is just real life, you know, what God has taught me. And so usually the next step just depends on where the Lord has brought me within the last few weeks or months or years. And so songwriting is actually a pretty tough thing for me, just to communicate you know, what's happened over the last however many weeks or years. Through a song is kind of a tough thing to do. So that always kind of feels like the next step is what do I want to communicate through my art, through my music? How can I best say that? How can I say it in a way that's creative? But I mean, I love what I'm doing now. I love writing music and traveling and playing and meeting people, and so I hope to continue to do that for a long time.
This is something I asked Joel Houston the other day. Hillsong, we were talking about this, and one thing that I'm always wondering with musicians is this whole tension that we live in between wanting to be, you know, here's an overused word, ready? Culturally relevant.
There you go.
We you know, so many of us want to just, because we have friends out there that need to hear the message of the gospel and the grace of Jesus.
Sure.
And we want, so I get that, you know, and we want to be out there, but yet on the other end of the spectrum, we have this thing called the gospel, which is fairly countercultural to our world.
Yeah.
Without overthinking it, where do you live in that tension? How do you deal with that?
Yeah, the gospel can definitely be an offensive thing to some people, but the fact is that it's truth, and I think deep down what people are searching for is truth. And I think rather than try to candy coat it or make it look cool or relevant, I think we just have to present it with as much grace as possible and not beat people over the head with it, but say, I'm in love with Jesus, and I want you to know him too, because look what he's done in my life.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, thanks a lot. Thank everyone out in the World Wide Webbage.
Thank you, www.you'reawesomeeveryone.com.
And
don't go there. I don't know that's not a real site.
It is now. I just, boom, and that's the next. Can I own it? You want a 50-50 split?
Yeah,
You
let's
wanna
do it.
Now
Let's
you're
do it.
teaching me some dance moves.
Yeah,
Am I going
it's
on tour with you?
Dance
when we do
Dance
this?
Revolution. We got a right foot forward, right foot back, and then the jump.
See, if I do that, my pants will split, and that's not cool. So, adios, gang. Have a good one. Peace.